before we get into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss stories that speak real truth. It began with an ordinary breakfast conversation. I calmly told my wife, Olivia, that I felt uneasy about her taking a solo trip with her male best friend. I wasn't raising my voice. I wasn't trying to control her. I simply spoke the way any husband would when something didn't sit right in his heart. She didn't push back or discuss it seriously. Instead, she chuckled, kissed my cheek, and brushed it off with, "Relax, you're just being insecure." I assumed that was the end of it. I couldn't have been more wrong. Later that evening, my phone lit up with a screenshot from a friend. There was Olivia, my wife, posting across Instagram and TikTok. "Men really think they own you after marriage. My husband told me not to go on a trip with my best friend. Insecure men are exhausting." The post was flooded with likes, comments, and praise. Strangers cheering her on, calling me possessive, toxic, even abusive. She never mentioned how I'd supported her every step of the way, paid for her trips, backed her dreams. Instead, she turned me into the villain just to feel validated by people who didn't know our life. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I didn't even text her. I just sat there quietly, staring at the woman I thought I knew, wondering when she becomes someone who valued online applause over her husband's feelings. As she packed her suitcase with a smug grin, she tossed over her shoulder, "Don't wait up. I'll send you beach pics." I smiled and answered simply, "Sure. Enjoy." That night, while she slept peacefully beside her luggage, I made my move. I wasn't going to beg or explode. I was finished trying to prove my worth to someone who treated my love like entertainment. I logged into our shared accounts and moved my hard-earned money into a private one. The house, passed down by my late father, was legally mine alone. By morning, it was listed for sale to a buyer who had been waiting for months. Every card in her name was canceled. Her phone plan was disconnected from my account. At 7 a.m., I left without a scene. I took only what mattered: my paperwork, my clothes, and my self-respect. On the kitchen table, I placed a note. "You wanted freedom. I understand. This is mine." Then I walked out and closed the door for good. At 9 a.m., the agent arrived with the buyers. At 10 a.m., her card stopped working. By noon, I had 17 missed calls from her. I ignored them all. She ran back to social media, but this time she wasn't mocking me. She posted nervously, "Does anyone know if canceling your wife's cards is illegal?" The same people who hyped her up the night before fell silent. A few even commented, "Maybe he's just tired of being disrespected." Meanwhile, for the first time in months, I made a post of my own. A simple photo of me holding a coffee on an empty balcony with the caption, "Freedom feels good." It spread fast. Her friends flooded my inbox. Her mother called repeatedly. Even her precious best friend sent me a long rant accusing me of destroying her life. I didn't respond to any of them. None of them were there when she laughed at me online. None of them saw her trade our marriage for digital praise. When she rushed back home, the house was half empty. She stood in the driveway crying, screaming my name, but there was no answer. I had already settled into a small apartment across town. Quiet, calm, mine. She tried to book a flight anyway, but her card was declined over and over. 3 days later, she showed up at my door. No makeup, no sarcasm, no cameras, just tears. "I was joking," she said. "You took it too far." I looked at her steadily and replied, "No, Olivia, you did." She tried to step inside, but I stopped her. Respect isn't something you beg for after it's gone. It's something you protect before it's destroyed. "We can fix this," she whispered. I asked her quietly, "Did you think about fixing it when you humiliated me online? When strangers laughed at me while you packed your bags for another man?" She had no answer. For the first time, she truly understood. This wasn't anger anymore. This was the end. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't threaten her. I simply handed her an envelope, divorce papers. Her hands trembled. "Please don't," she cried. I said softly, "You wanted the world to see you as independent. Now you can be." She collapsed onto the hallway floor, sobbing, but I turned away. Now, every morning I wake up without checking if I'm about to be ridiculed online, without walking on eggshells around someone who treats loyalty like a punchline. Sometimes I still see her posts, but they've changed. No bold mockery, no fake confidence, just quiet quotes about losing something you thought would never leave. And every time I sit on that same peaceful balcony with my coffee in hand, I smile and murmur to myself, freedom really does feel good.